first video. Just trying to get loose in front of the camera. Maybe I should close my window. Okay. Hello. Hi, welcome. If you've never seen my face before, it's because I've never been here before. This is my first video and I'm a little bit nervous, which is weird because I'm like completely by myself and alone and just like talking to my phone. No one's here to judge me except myself. Today I'm just bringing you guys a review video. I'm going to be reviewing the Vieve Muse palette by Jamie Genevieve, who, Jamie girl, I love you so much. I have been a loyal subscriber for 5 years and I think Jamie is such a talented artist and she makes great videos, so if you don't know who she is, make sure you go check her out. Not that I need to shout her out. And she just launched her makeup brand almost a year ago, I think. I just got a battery notification on my phone, so that's good. She's just launched this palette a week ago. I'm very excited to try it. This is like, I wanted to keep it in the shipping box and have like my real first impressions, but you guys, I was so excited I had to take a peek. So this is what it looks like with the sleeve on. It says Vive the Muse palette and then all the ingredients are on the back, and then when you pull it out of the sleeve, this is the palette. It says Muse, and I think this is in Jamie's handwriting, and then it says Vive. It's like a little gold badge that says Vive right there. This palette is vegan, cruelty-free, fragrance-free, paraben-free, and gluten-free. This is way bigger than I was expecting for a palette with 10 shades. That seems promising. And then when we open her up, whoa, there you guys are. Say hi. Gorgeous. The mirror is big. These shadows, like the pan size is like enormous. Like it's bigger than anything I have owned, and the shades are just so pretty. Like the color story in this palette is just like so stunning. So I'm just gonna list off the shade names to you guys. So we have Peony, Finery, Mystic, Regal, Bow for the top row. In the bottom row there's Divine, Love, Source, Merlot, and Velvet. So we have 3 shimmer shades and 7 matte shades. First impression, the packaging and the combination of gold and black is very classy, very like luxury vibes. This palette retails for $35 Canadian. Like very reasonable, but it looks like so bougie and expensive. Very excited to dive in. So I think what I'll do first is we'll do some swatches. I have not touched these shades, you guys. I almost don't want to touch them because like it's like so pretty. I'm just gonna swatch them on my arm so you guys can see. So we're gonna start off with the pink shade Peony, which is the lightest shade in the palette. Dipping in, feels very like smooth and buttery. Now this shade might not show up that well, but Jamie did say it was supposed to be more of like a translucent like blending shade, or a shade to like set down your base or whatever. Not a lot of shadow kickback in the pan. I don't know if you guys you can't even like really see it. It blends in so much, but very pretty, very good for blending. It's gonna be a really cute lid shade, I feel like, for certain looks. So that's our first shade. And the next one is going to be Finery. Now you guys, I am very picky about my shimmers. I don't even know if I can give you guys, I might have to show these later. That is gorgeous. Wow. And like not chalky at all, which I find like some shimmers could be. That is so smooth and like beautiful. But after Finery, there comes Mystic. Ooh. Mystic is a little bit darker than I was expecting it to be. The third shade there. It's a little darker than I thought. But still like a gorgeous like wine color. It's very like rich. Again, like the formula is amazing. Now here comes the shade that I'm most excited for, is Regal. It's the purple shade, the purple shimmer. I'm so excited for it because it's like a warm purple shadow with blue reflex in it, and it is just like, you guys need to go check out Jamie's video where she showed her palette and she used this shade on her eye and it was gorgeous. Wow. This shade to me just screams like Christmas. Like this is such a good like holiday palette. It doesn't even do it justice, but you can sort of see like the blue reflex in there. Beautiful. Even though I'm a big fan of Jamie's, I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible, but these like really feel high quality. Not that I would expect anything less from her. So next we have the shade Bow, which is the last shade on the top row. This is a beautiful like transition color, neutral color. It's almost like a bronzer shade. Next we have another shimmer shadow. This is going to be Divine, which is like a very like champagne-y light pink shimmer. This one isn't necessarily showing up as well as the other ones. It's a little bit more sheer, but that could be what they were going for with it. It's sort of like a shimmery version of Peony, I would say. Next we have Love, the shade Love. This one has a little bit more kickback to it, I'm noticing in the pan. For me, that's not a problem, but I know like some people care about that. But still like a gorgeous color, very pigmented. So next we have the shade Source. I'm just gonna put it right there. You guys can see like the payoff of these is like amazing. And also I just do swatches to get like a better sense of like the colors. Swatch tests aren't necessarily like an accurate test of how the shadows will perform on the eye, but these are looking very good. So I'm going to be taking Merlot. This is Merlot there. Beautiful. Deep like purpley red. Very nice. And then the last shade, the darkest shade, is Velvet, which is like a deep purple. That is so pretty. And that's all the shadows swatched. The lighting is not the best to like be able to tell. First impressions seem very promising. I'm gonna go wipe my arm off now and clean my hands, and we'll be back, and I'm going to create a look with the Stay tuned. So I'm back, my hands are clean, hair's pinned back, and I'm gonna start prepping my eyes. I kind of feel bad I didn't purchase one of her eye wands, which she like recommends using with the palette. I actually don't have an actual eye primer, so keep that in mind when I'm trying out the shadows. I have my concealer. Just gonna put some on my eyelids, and I'm gonna use this brush to blend it out. And I'm thinking maybe a spotlight eye. So the concealer is laid down. I don't usually set it, but I think today I'm gonna set it just a wee bit. Actually, what am I doing? I'm gonna use Peony to set. What am I doing? Duh, we have a perfect setting shade right here. There we go. There's some color. I don't know if you guys can see. So I'm just checking to see if there's any like sticky spots. But I think my lids are pretty much set. It's already dirty. So sorry, Jamie. I'm like not being very respectful. I'm gonna go in with this blending brush, and I'm gonna go into the shade Love. Just start building up the outer edges of the eye because we are doing a spotlight eye. I always flick my shadows out to my hairline, but I think today I'm gonna try and stick with a rounder eye shape. Here, I feel like I'm so far away. Let me get up in here so you guys can actually see what's going on. That's looking very good so far. Very easy to blend. I did not really have to do much blending work like at all. Next I'm gonna take this, it's like a slightly smaller blending brush, and I'm gonna go into Merlot, and I'm gonna deepen it a bit. I almost picked up the wrong color. That would have been bad. And I'm starting off by just stamping it because I really want to like keep it concentrated to a certain area, and then blending in a second. So then I'm gonna go back in with the brush we used for Love, give it some circular motions. Ooh, these colors are blending like really nicely together. I think because they're like, Merlot is basically just like a darker version of Love. So the tones are going together really well. What drew me into this palette was the color story and like the time of year. It's very fitting, I feel like. Next I'm gonna go in with like a small brush, and I'm gonna dip into some Velvet. I'm really gonna concentrate that where I want it. Trust the process. And then I'm gonna see how this blends out on its own, and then I might dip into some peony just to like soften it even more. That dark color blends out beautifully. It's not sticking in weird places, and it's also not just like blending away to nothing, because I've had that so many times with other shadows. I am actually gonna dip in just a little bit of peony just to help smooth everything together, make sure it looks very seamless. But I'm really liking this. The shadows are like so easy to work with. I'm gonna take a bit of Merlot mixed with Velvet, and I'm gonna run that underneath the eye just to balance it a bit with the top. I love a good smoky lash line. It just like opens your eyes. I think we're gonna go Divine on the inner corner. Woo! I did not apply like a lot at all. That shade definitely performs better on the eye than it did during the swatch test. That is like, wow. And I don't even think you guys can like really tell how bright that is. On the back of the palette, it says to apply the shimmers with your finger or a wet brush. And girl, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna have a talk right now. If you are applying shimmer shadows without using your finger on a dry brush, you are not getting the proper payoff from that product. I'm gonna say it again. You are not getting the full payoff of the product if you are not using a wet brush or your finger. Personally, I like to use my finger. I find that that's the best method. That gives you the best shimmer. But if you're judging a shimmer shadow on how it performs on a dry brush, don't talk to me. And I'm gonna just put that in the blank space on the lid. The other thing I really like about these shadows is how easy they are to build up. I was really coming in here trying not to sound biased, and I know I sound biased right now, but this is definitely one of the best eyeshadow palettes I've tried. I might take a little bit of Divine and just put it kind of using the side of my finger and just putting it right down the center. Although Finery is a beautiful color, it's not really giving me like that brightness I was looking for. This looks way different in person than it does on camera, let me say that right now. But this is what we have. Looks a little wacky right now, but lashes fix everything. So I'm gonna just go in my blending brush and just bring the sides in a little bit more, because I feel like maybe the shimmer went a little too far to the outskirts, and I want to keep her controlled in the middle, you know. I'm gonna go put some mascara on, put some lashes on, put some lipstick on, and I'm gonna come back with my final thoughts. So see you in a second. Alrighty, so I popped a lash on, I threw a lip on. I'm not sure if I'm loving the lip, but it might be a little too dark. It's a little dramatic. My final thoughts on the palette. Honestly, I'm blown away. The quality of the products are like unlike anything I've ever tried before, and for $35 Canadian, I was not expecting that at all. Like, that is, I've tried Anastasia eyeshadows, I've tried Morphe eyeshadows. This one takes the cake, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a big fan of Jamie's. Like, seriously, the shadows are so smooth, they're so blendable, they're so easy to work with, the shimmers are blinding. Honestly, very impressed. The packaging is gorgeous. I love it, and I really love this look. I'm definitely going to be purchasing more from the Vieve brand, and I can't wait to see what other palettes she puts out in the future, and I'm excited to try. That brings this video to an end. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys buy this palette, because honestly it's very much worth it, and I hope you guys liked it. I think I already said that. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Okay, bye!